for no purifies. Use the heavy spin from Akai to actually disengage from these crazy engages from the side of BTR. ONIC though, with the final ban in the series, or final pick actually in the series, should be the mid laner, should be, and it will be Kagura, the last Kage's Kagura. Something we haven't seen in a long time, but it's a welcome surprise.
Very nostalgic here in the caster desk, looking at the Kagura being picked up, but if I'm not mistaken, the last time he picked it up, he didn't find much success. So we'll see exactly how this is going to go down. They do have to consider the fact that Bigetron have really good CC. ONIC Esports has the Kagura though with an N-Gage tool with her Umbrella. So that might actually be scouted out with the Umbrella that she can.
Man, I'm getting flashbacks to Season 8, I believe. Popo and Koopa bites you, the Umbrella follows suit. That has been a very devastating pickup combo. And on the esports, if you can't control them, you take them out. Death is a very effective CC. That will be what they're trying to go for right here, right now in game number 3.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, ONIC Esports need the victory to secure the upper bracket slot. Bigetron Alpha trying to deny it from them. We're jumping into the land of dawn for the decider. Game number 3. Bigetron Alpha versus ONIC Esports.
Let's see what's gonna go down here between these two teams, as it's very interesting, right? CW opted for the Popol and Koopa, and this means that he is gonna focus more on getting those turrets. Bigetron needs to be very careful of how they play the macro game, of how ONIC Esports are gonna split the map, because that just might be a game changer here in game number 3.
I wonder how teams are going to be rotating right here, because we saw that there was a lot of emphasis in the gold lane for the side of Bigetron Alpha. Will ONIC Esports adjust, right, and try and give CW an easier laning phase? But as we say that, he is forced to flicker away. Key already being such a nuisance in that gold lane.
And look at this, guys. No purifies for the side of ONIC Esports. So they're not going to be relying on what Bigetron Alpha did in game number 2. They're relying heavily on perhaps the disengage coming in from Kyrie with the heavy spin, like Mirko mentioned before. I know. The Towns prediction by Axe here.
Two Bigetron sandwiches.
Yeah, again, right? This is exactly what happened in game 2. Guess who won game 2? Anyways, coming into the third game.
All right, Mirko.
ONIC Esports, 180 gold lead. Bottom side, though, Kyrie still able to secure the jungle creep with his Retribution. BTR already trying to put some kill pressure on the board. I don't know. Phoveus, Paquito, it's kind of a stalemate. Level 1 to 4. Then Phoveus really starts to get steam.
We'll see, though, right now. So far, Boots has been able to actually kind of out-trade Sorizo in the early stages, because you do need some more abilities to try and stack up those empowered spells from the side of Sorizo. So we'll see how it works out later on. Because in Alpha, though, if they get a huge Fatal Links, there's a lot of follow-up here. Knock-on strikes, damage coming in from Moreno and Max as well. So that's going to be very dangerous. And ONIC Esports now, they are going for this turtle contest as well, but it might be too dangerous.
Oh, Sorizo able to dodge away from a whole lot of abilities there. Ying overturn as well. Max looking for the Retribution, but Kyrie is able to finish it off. Keyboy with the way the Dragon bringing Max back over for the Demonic Force. But an Endless Shards comes in. He's able to go invisible. The Flame Shot connects from downtown, but it will not find a kill. ONIC Esports leading in objectives. Let's take a look at the emblems.
As expected, Demon Slayer for Kyrie, going for the Akai objective play. And for Max, trying to snowball with the Mystery Shop. We saw that is what CW is trying to do. And look at that. That is the Popo and Koopa power. And now it's a 2v2 because Keyboy is already on the scene, making sure that CW does not get shut down. That is something that ONIC Esports does not want to have happen. It's a very strong pick that needs to snowball to get full efficiency, the Popo and Koopa.
We also didn't see something else here, Arashi. We didn't see Key miss the Fatal Links, but he goes in for that once again. He doesn't have it just yet, though. He is just kind of zoned right now, and ONIC Esports are going to go for it.
Yeah, that kill pressure is absolutely insane, but they've used everything. Crossbow tag is open. It goes in with the Endless Shard. It's going to be able to be translated over to Dreon, but Moreno has the black shoes. Very, very scary there. As Kyrie is trying to go in once again. The trap was perfectly placed. Max is 1 HP and the spear finds the kill. Kyrie able to pin Moreno down, bringing him back onto Dreon, but Moreno is able to find a kill. Double kill, picks up Fatal Links coming from Key as he gets a solo bolo on CW, shutting him down.
What was that, a 2-for-3 trade in favor of ONIC Esports?
Oof, that's hard to... Everything happened so fast, it was so chaotic. But honestly, right, if they want to trade damage like that, I think that ONIC Esports, they kind of lose out because they have more fighters, they have more kill pressure in the early game, more burst damage. If they let Bigatron Alpha equalize, right, keep trading 1-for-1, Bigatron Alpha has better late game, especially with a 1-1 and a Lilia.
And look at the Atlas, right? Again, he's just trying his best to zone CW in this lane. CW picked up 3 kills. So a lot of resources, well, technically all of the resources were placed on him. If Bigatron Alpha can nullify, take him off the map in these team fights, ONIC Esports will lose out in the damage department.
But once again, it's ONIC Esports being able to get the next turtle. So already 2 turtles for them, as they're not going to stop in those rotations. They're going for the sandwich.
Uh-oh, Marquis has a crossbow tang, will choose to pop it here with the Inspire as well. He looking to re-engage once again, doesn't have the flicker to go for the Fatal Links onto them. They just back off for now. Drian is in the bush. Chorizo finds him, goes in for the knockout strike, but a very beautiful dash from Keyboy is able to help them disengage. ONIC are happy with the turret, and they'll back off, but maybe not. ONIC are looking for the gank once again. Good read by Marquis. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, BTR are looking for that control, trying desperately to look for a pick-off. Boost jumps in with the Demonic Force onto Max, zoning them away from the mid turret.
The top turret has already been taken, though, by ONIC Esports, so they are going to have a little bit of an advantage when it comes down to those rotations in the top side. Now that the Popple and Koopa can start to, you know, just have an impact in the game.
He has a Blade of Despair already completed, and 2 Clock of Destinies are available. So we talked about how ONIC had 3 fighters earlier. Right now, we can see that Boots in the side lane will have a lot of damage, well, potentially a lot of damage, to be able to use against Bigatron Alpha. So already more threats, not only relying on crowd control. A step in the right direction, and we'll see if Keyboy can actually make the plays happen, as Fatal Links is popped out on him instead.
Where the Dragon popped in, reversing it right here, but wow, good perfect match by Key there. He's able to jump back to the other body technically, as BTR are still able to actually stay alive here in the bottom side though. Key jumps in, going for the stun onto CW, able to find it, but Moreno jumps back. The black shoes was popped in. A bit of a miscommunication or a mistap perhaps from Moreno, as CW is able to get out.
Oh, that's... Oh my god, they were almost able to take CW down. What was that, a 1v3 situation and he was still able to get out? That's not great. And even with that in mind, they are starting to anticipate CW's movements, but with that information even, they're still not able to punish him for it. We now see the setup from both teams coming into the next and final turtle.
Chorizo has to be careful. He's diving in deep to the back line. Very good positioning now that I'm thinking about it, because look at BTR. They're going to be able to do a lot. Fatal Links connects onto 2 members where Demonic Force comes in, and the shards dealing damage onto Boots, who's able to find another Demonic Force proc, but Moreno finds a kill. Chorizo somehow is able to survive in the back line, as Marquis is just pushing in that bottom side, free farming, getting to the power spike that he desperately needs.
He will get a turret as well here, it seems like. ONIC Esports, CW wasn't there to actually participate in the fight in the early stages. So Bigatron Alpha, again, showing that their macro gameplay is on point. They get 2 turrets in one fell swoop right now, and ONIC Esports, they want to try and equalize, try and get something on the map.
Oh man, the retribution battle isn't enough. Kyrie wants more. He goes in for Max. Moreno is able to get out with the black shoes. Look at who's coming though. Chorizo opening up the map in the mid lane bush. Both teams disengage. ONIC Esports, more neutral objectives, or more objectives in general. But BTR, skirmish heavy, going again for the Fatal Links, able to combo it in. CW, all the weakness points have been popped in, but Marquis can't look for the crossbow of Tang. That's the nerf for 1-1. He gets all the weakness point, but CW died. He can't pop the crossbow of Tang onto anyone else.
But that's 0 traded for a gold laner, so still worth it for the side of Bigatron Alpha. And I gotta say, they've been playing this quite intelligently. Notice how Chorizo is actually putting so much pressure on the side lanes, forcing Boots to go for it. And afterwards, when Boots is busy, Bigatron Alpha go for the hard engage, the 5v4 team fight. And without Boots, you can see that Chorizo is still having a really good time because he's not being countered in those engagements.
Exactly. They want to make sure that either Boots or CW won't be present in that big fight. So ONIC Esports, they have to play this a bit more intelligently, and they have to make sure that CW isn't in the front line, because without a heavy spin to try and protect him, he is so vulnerable, like in the previous fight. And now you can see that both teams are just converging around in the mid side, but the side lane gameplay from Bigatron is just so much more superior.
Yeah, Chorizo on this Paquito. That's really the pressure that you're able to put on the lanes. The Paquito has such good wave clear. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, they're able to do this as well because they've controlled the side lanes. They forced ONIC Esports side laners to actually respond to the wave manipulation.
Oh, CW.
And because of this, CW might actually be pinned. Concealed play was popped in. No engages just yet because BTR, no, they don't really need to go for anything too desperate here. Paquito is doing a lot in that bottom side. Key with perfect match, going in, finding Kyrie in that bush, but Kyrie is not going to be engaged on just yet. All of the weakest point in, and look at the retribution from Max. He's able to find it, Chorizo with a flash onto Drion. One more hit is all he needs. A flicker there by CW, getting out, but Key comes in with a perfect match, stunning him up. He's going to be frozen, and he's going to be taken down. Punched in, demonic force now by Boots, finding the kill, not just yet. Key is able to survive. 1 for 0, technically 2 for 0 with the Lord as well.
What is going on with Bigatron Alpha? They just improved so much over the season, and now they're leading against the #1 in the standings. This is very, very impressive. You saw when it came down to that team fight that the Akai, that Kyrie wasn't able to do that retribution as optimally as he could because he was caught in the fatal links coming in from Key. So really well timed and executed by Key. And now Bigatron Alpha have got the lead.
They just weren't able to play the fight out as they wanted, man. You saw the Kyrie got caught controlled before he can use that retribution, and CW is just way too immobile. He gets caught out. Keyboy goes for the play. He doesn't succeed though. Fatal Links gets popped out. Heavy spin catches Max.
Another beautiful fatal links by Key as they're looking for more. Demonic Force popped in. Boots might have all of the weakness points popped in. Marky needs one more. He's able to dodge away. One more is all he needs. Marky not going for it. He's still dashing away. He gets out as Moreno jumps in. One more weakness point. He finally gets it, and that's the crossbow of Tang to take him down. Meanwhile, on the back line, Chorizo jumping deep. CW able to zone Chorizo away. BTR able to find every single tier 2 on the side of ONIC Esports' base. And it's time for that item check in the 11th minute.
Ice Queen's one and the Clock of Destiny on the side of Boots. He has damage, but unfortunately, Marky was just too clean with it, dodging from all the damage until backup finally arrives. Gold advantage, only 2.6k, but you can see that for the most part, ONIC Esports, they are struggling to find a fight that suits their needs. They're constantly getting picked off. They're constantly failing to actually get that pick-off gameplay they were aiming for with this composition. So they have to wait very, very patiently and make sure that Key doesn't get the jump on them instead. It's just so difficult right now. It's just double the trouble.
Double the trouble. You're right? Key is such a menace, man.
He goes in every time the team needs it, and when he does, it's as effective as ever. It wins them the team fights, and when they do that, they have more options and more space and more time to go for those infrastructures. And look at all those 3 lanes crashing down. ONIC Esports in the 12th minute here being asphyxiated at this point. They're struggling to find an opening. They're struggling to look for an engage. And even if they were relying on the heavy structure damage coming in from CW, at this point, it's just not possible.
I think Bigatron Alpha were just so much more mobile, so much more dangerous with the roaming Atlas early on. It shuts down the potential for ONIC Esports to get the side objectives. You can see that they were able to get the first 2 turrets with relative ease, but afterwards, Bigatron Alpha were able to adjust, and now they have the turret lead, they have the vision lead, and the engage potential as well. With the Lord coming up here, ONIC Esports needs to get very creative. To make things worse, you can see that Chorizo is still such a nuisance, but they try and trap him yet again. Stun comes through.
Bottom Koopa coming in. Keyboy with the way the Dragon Flicker combination, able to lock him down, as that's going to be damage enough to take him down. Meanwhile, on the top side, Kyrie baiting, buying some time for his team with the heavy spin. Retribution battle. Max and Kyrie will need to do for it, but crossbow attack popped in by by Marky. On towards Kyrie, taking him down, not leaving it to chance. Able to dodge away from the demonic force again, getting out of the damage again. He is unkillable and he is untouchable. He's finally stopped dashing, finally going in for another dash once again. He's trying to dodge away from the damage. One more is going to be enough to take him down. He finally is able to find the kill onto Marky, but at what cost? And the shards onto the back. Max surviving, but Drian comes in with the damage. Keyboy taking low. Moreno dealing out the damage once again. Key onto Drian. A 1v1 is both of the sides, but the Kage comes in to finish up the kill. In a 1v1 now. Key able to take down the enemy roamer. Perfect match popped in. One more hit, but Drian will not be able to find it. ONIC still surviving in game number 3.
What a turn of events here, coming in from both the teams. A 4-for-3 trade in favor of Bigatron, though, as once again, both teams, they're playing it so well. Things are so close, and what initially was a large gold lead has actually now diminished for Bigatron, only leading with 1,000 at this point. It could be anyone's game, and Arashi, I gotta ask, when we get to that late game point, who is gonna have the better composition to do so?
I think Bigatron Alpha has the huge abundance in DPS. Remember, Popo and Koopa, they can do a lot of damage, but for the most part, not nearly as mobile, not nearly a hyper carry the same way 1-1 is. So later on, Bigatron Alpha has the advantage unless ONIC Esports can get those pickoffs, that big chunk of damage. Look at Marino, already down to almost half HP with only a single bite on Koopa. That is what ONIC Esports needs to take advantage of, especially with Drian in the picture as well.
Key again jumping in, fatal lane, swinging 2 members back for the damage to come through. Heavy spin popped in defensively. Marky looking for one more weakness point. Wait, the dragon finds it. Marky is going to be taken down. Lord Slade, Cerezo absolutely melting the back line. Drian taken low. Demonic Force popped in again. BTR don't need to take this fight, and they will back off. They've secured an enhanced Lord. Jungler for gold laner traded in as well.
But that's going to be Marky taken down. Are they going to be able to extract all of the possibilities with this enhanced Lord on the way without Marky? 17 seconds left on the gold timer.
Oof. I mean, they can probably try and rely on Marino for that high ground, for the clear, essentially for the siege potential. But ONIC Esports, remember, they have a lot of ways to close the gap. And if Keyboy, if Boots are able to actually start something, that's going to be so dangerous for Bigatron to fight without their gold laner. They get a base tower right now, and Key already makes his move. ONIC, of course, knows where the members of Bigatron is due to the scouting tool, the new, what do you call it, the magic ward coming in for from that new patch. But it doesn't seem like they will be able to get anything of value.
Yeah, they're opening up the map. It's a very good tool right now for ONIC Esports. We look for those plays to happen. Again, no! Oh, fatal link from Key! Getting 3! Key! Oh my goodness gracious! Marky looking for the weakness points once again. Demonic Force popped in. Cerezo is able to dive again. 2 more weakness points. Crossbow tag ready. On to Boots. Winter Truncheon popped in, but he's still going to be taken down. BTR looking for one more kill. Kyrie trying to defend once again. It's Drian able to get a kill on the Cerezo. Looking for Moreno.
Ooh.
Black Shoes popped in. Kyrie needs to recall. Drian looking for the miracle play. Jumps in. Endless charge. Dodged away from Kyrie. Looking for the defense once again. Miniwave's coming in. Kyrie with a Winter Truncheon. Drian with the kills. Monster kill picked up. One more minion is there. They're not going to be able to do it. ONIC lose a massive upset as the robots take down #1 in the standings.
What are the porcupines to the cold red robots? And this has been a beautiful spectacle of how improvements make the dream work. Bigatron Alpha, 6 on the standing, being able to win this 2-1, denying ONIC Esports that playoff spot. And this is how competitive MPL ID Season 10 has turned out to be.
What a performance, man. Every single member from the side of Bigatron Alpha performed out of their minds right here. ONIC Esports, they have no choice but to accept defeat. And every